Shri Chaitanya Nityananda
Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Advaita Chandra
Hare Krishna Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Shri Chaitanya
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Gauranithai Jaya Gauranithai Gauranithai Jaya Gauranithai जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमती डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य बीपीडी फाउंडर आचार्य सेवियर ऑफ द होल वर्ल्ड श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपिका श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की मथुरापुरी धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की गंगा मैया की यमुना मैया की भक्ति देवी की श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा वृंदावन चंद्र की श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की श्री श्री गौर निताय की ग्रंथराज श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की श्री कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे. Open all the windows. Let the nice natural breeze come in. Open? Okay. Fine. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshuronmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamaiham Dadati Swapadantikam वंदेहम श्री गुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजाता सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादा सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. Welcome to our continuation on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Adi-lila chapter 5, the glories of Lord Nityananda Balram. We are discussing Paravyom Siddhalok, the transcendental world. We discussed the last 39th. Beyond the region of ignorance, the material cosmic manifestation, lies the realm of Siddhalok. The Siddhas reside there, absorbed in the bliss of Brahman. Demons killed by the Lord also attain that realm. The 42, 49 are talking about Mahasankarshan. That 40-42, second Chaturvyuha. Sai Paravyoma Narayanera Chari Pache Dwaraka Chaturvyuha Dvitiya Prakashe. In that spiritual sky, on the four sides of Narayan, are the second expansions of the quadruple expansions of Dwarka. वासुदेव संकर्षण प्रद्युम्न अनिरुद्ध द्वितीय चतुर्व्यूह यही तृतीय विशुद्ध. Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna and Aniruddha constitute this second quadruple. They are purely transcendental. Prabhupada in purport says, in the conditioned stage of existence, all living entities have four basic defects, of which one is cheating propensity. Shankaracharya has carried this cheating propensity to the extreme to mislead the monists. The authority of the Vedas is such that even if one does not understand something by his limited perception, he should accept the Vedic injunction and not create interpretations to suit his imperfect understanding. In his Sharirika Bhashya, however, Shankaracharya has increased the misunderstanding of the monists. He had to do that because Lord had instructed him. Thinking the absolute personality of Godhead to be poverty stricken or to have no potency, or in other words, to be impotent, is simply rascaldom. This rascaldom is the profession of the conditioned soul and it increases his bewilderment. One who cannot understand the distinctions between the spiritual world and the material world has no qualification to examine or know the situation of the transcendental quadruple forms. In his commentary on Vedanta Sutra, His Holiness Sripad Shankaracharya has made a futile attempt to nullify the existence of these quadruple forms in the spiritual world. All Mayavad refutation Prabhupada is doing. Whatever Shankaracharya has misinterpreted Vedas, Prabhupada is. Rupa Goswami says that these four expansions of Narayan are present in the spiritual sky, where they are famous as Mahavastha. Among them, Vasudev is worshipped the heart by meditation because he is the predominating deity of the heart, as explained in Srimad Bhagavatam 4.3.23. Sankarshan, the second expansion, is Vasudev's personal expansion for pastimes, and since he is the reservoir of all living entities, he is sometimes called Jiva. The beauty of Sankarshan is greater than that of innumerable full moons radiating light beams. He is worshipable as the principle of ego. He has invested Anantadev with all the potencies of sustenance. For the dissolution of the creation, he also exhibits himself as the super soul in Rudra. In Adharma, the personality of irreligion, in Sarpa, snakes, Antaka, Yamaraj, the lord of death, and in the demons. Pradyumna, the third manifestation, appears from Sankarshan. Those who are especially intelligent worship this Pradyumna expansion of Sankarshan as the principle of the intelligence. Goddess of fortune always chants the glories of Pradyumna in the place known as Ilavrita Varsha, and she always serves him with great devotion. His complexion appears sometimes golden and sometimes bluish, like new monsoon clouds in the sky. He is the origin of the creation of the material world, and he has invested his creative principle in Cupid. It is by his direction only that all men and demigods and other living entities function with energy for regeneration. Aniruddha, the fourth of the quadruple expansions, is worshipped by great sages and psychologists as the principle of the mind. His complexion is similar to the bluish hue of a blue cloud. He engages in the maintenance of the cosmic manifestation and is the super soul of Dharma, the deity of religiosity, the Manus, the progenitors of mankind, and the Devatas, demigods. The Moksha Dharma Vedic scripture indicates that Pradyumna is the deity of the total mind. Aniruddha is the deity of the total ego. But previous statements regarding the quadruple forms are confirmed in the Pancharatra Tantras in all respects. All the varied expansions of the personality of Godhead are transcendental and eternal, and all of them repeatedly descend to all the different universes of the material creation. Their bodies, composed of eternity, bliss, and knowledge, are everlasting. There is no chance of their decaying, for they are not creations of the material world. Their forms are concentrated spiritual existence, always complete with all spiritual qualities and devoid of material contamination. When the Lord appears as an incarnation to fulfill a particular purpose, this does not indicate that he is unable to fulfill it without appearing. Neutrality and partiality are both among the transcendental qualities of the Lord, and they are properly adjusted by his inconceivable energy. Samaham sarvabhuteshu name dveshyosti na priya. Ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya maite teshu chapyam. So neutrality and partiality both are there and they are properly there in the Lord. Although the Supreme Personality of Godhead has nothing to do, he nevertheless acts. Although he is always unborn, he nevertheless takes birth. Although he is time, fearful of everyone, he flees Mathura in fear of his enemy to take shelter in a fort. And although he is self-sufficient, he marries 16,000 women. These pastimes seem like bewildering contradictions even to the most intelligent. Had these activities of the Lord not been a reality, sages would not have been puzzled by them. Therefore, such activities should never be considered imaginary. Whenever the Lord desires, his inconceivable energy, Yog Maya, serves him in creating and performing such pastimes. How the Mayavadis have misinterpreted the Pancharatriki Vidhi will be shown below. In commenting on Vedanta Sutra, Srila Shankaracharya has claimed that Sankarshan is a jiva, an ordinary living entity, but there is no evidence in any Vedic scripture that devotees of the Lord have ever said that Sankarshan is an ordinary living entity. He is Vibhu Chaitanya, the greatest. Prabhupada has refuted Shankara's philosophy. There is no such rule as cause and effect outside of the material world. When material things are there, then there is a cause and effect and all that. Krishna is the cause of all causes. Equating Maya with spirit or Maya with the Lord is a sign of atheism. Sripad Ramanacharya has also refuted the arguments of Shankara in his own commentary on the Vedanta Sutra, which is known as the Shri Bhashya. It has been said that Pradyumna, the mind, was produced from Sankarshan. But if Sankarshan were a living entity, this could not be accepted because a living entity cannot be the cause of the mind. The Vedic injunctions state that everything, including life, mind, and the senses, comes from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is impossible for the mind to be produced by a living entity, for the Vedas state that everything comes from the Absolute Truth, the Supreme Lord. When the cosmic creation is annihilated, the living entities who are indestructible by nature rest in the body of Mahasankarshan. Sankarshan is therefore sometimes called the total Jiva. Sankarshan is the origin of Karana Vishnu, who is the original form who creates the universes, and that Sankarshan is but a plenary expansion of Sri Nityanandaram. One of the longest purpose. Tahaye Ramera Rupa Mahasankarshana Chit Shakti Ashrayati Ho Karanera Karana. There in the spiritual sky, the personal feature of Balram, called Mahasankarshan, is the shelter of the spiritual energy. He is the primary cause, the cause of all causes. So Balram is Mahasankarshan. He is Mool Sankarshan as such, but is expansion, quadruple expansion. 43 and 44, opulence of Sankarshan. Chit Shakti Vilasayaka Shuddha Sattvanama Shuddha Sattvamaya Yata Vaikuntadi Dhama. One variety of the pastimes of the spiritual energy is described as pure goodness, Vishuddha Sattva. It comprises all the abodes of Vaikuntha. Chad Vidhaishwaryataha Sakala Chinmaya Sankarshanera Vibhuti Sabha Janiha Nishchaya. The six attributes are all spiritual. Know for certain that they are all manifestations of the opulence of Sankarshan. 45 to 47, shelter of Jivas, Purushas and everything. This Balram or Sankarshan, Mahasankarshan. Jivanama Tatasthakya Eka Shakti Haya Mahasankarshana Sabha Jivera Ashraya. There is one marginal potency known as the Jiva. Mahasankarshan is the shelter of all Jivas. यहाँ हईते विश्वोत्पत्ति यहाँ ते प्रलय सई पुरुषेर संकर्षण समाश्रय. Sankarshan is the original shelter of the Purusha, from whom this world is created and in whom it is dissolved. So from Sankarshan will come Mahavishnu. other Vishnus. Sarvashraya Sarvadbhuta Aishwarya Apara Ananta Kahite Nare Mahimaya Hara. Sankarshan is the shelter of everything. He is wonderful in every respect and his opulence are infinite. Even Ananta cannot describe his glory. Now it concludes in 48. Trutiya Vishuddha Sattva Sankarshana Nama Tihoyara Amshe Tihoyara Amsha Say Nityananda Rama. That Sankarshan, who is transcendental pure goodness, is a partial expansion of Nityananda Balram. अष्टमश्लोकेर कैल संक्षेपे विवरण नवमश्लोकेर अर्थ शृणुदीयमान. I have explained the 8th verse in brief. Now please hear with attention the explanation of the 9th. Now 9th verse. So 50 to 92 is explanation of 9th verse of Mangalacharan original, in which Karana Udakshayi Vishnu, who is an Amsha of Nityananda, is explained elaborately. 50 to 92. In that 50 to 64, he is the first Purusha, Karana Udakshayi Vishnu. Purusha Avatara Datri, Karana Udakshayi Vishnu, Karana Vishnu, and Shirodakshayi Vishnu. So he is the first. From 9th verse of Mangalacharan. Maya Bharata Jand Sanghashrayangah Shete Sakshat Karanobdhayi Madhye Yasaikamshah Shri Puman Nadi Deve Deva Tam Shri Nityananda Ramam Prapadde. I offer my full obeisances unto the feet of Sri Nityananda Ram, whose partial representation called Karanadaksha Vishnu, lying on the Karan ocean, is the original Purusha, the master of the illusory energy and the shelter of all the universes. 51 to 52, Karan ocean is explained. Vaikuntha Bahiriyai Jyotirmaya Dhama Tahara Bahire Aranarnava Nama. Outside the Vaikuntha planets is the impersonal Brahman effulgence, and beyond that effulgence is the Karana ocean or causal ocean. This is one part of the Paravyam. That is in that part of the sky. Karana ocean, causal ocean is there. The purport Prabhupada says beyond impersonal Brahman is the great causal ocean which lies between the material and spiritual skies. Karanaksha Vishnu, who lies on the causal ocean, creates the universes merely by glancing upon material nature. So Krishna personally has nothing to do with the material creation. Neither Krishna in Golok nor Narayan in Vaikuntha comes directly in contact with the material creation. They are completely aloof from the material. Lord is independent enjoyer. So for creation purpose, he has this Vishnu's. Material nature is connected with the personality of Godhead by his glance over her and nothing more. No physical touch, just by a glance. A woman's conception can help us understand this subject to a certain extent. How a man impregnates a woman. Their physical association is required, but physical union. But here, just the glance is enough. And there also, once the woman becomes pregnant, apparently there is no man visible there. But originally, the man impregnated her husband. Similarly, here also, material nature herself cannot be active without the Supreme Purusha, Karanadaksha Vishnu, putting his glance on her. The personality of Godhead is direct or remote cause of creation, and material nature is the indirect or immediate cause. Isn't it? Because she appears to be giving birth. Suyate sa characharam. She appears to be giving birth to moving and non-moving things. So it appears that she is one end all and be all, but she is not end all and be all. She was impregnated by the Lord's glance, which may not be known. Just like that woman also, for all 9 months, she could be appearing to be producing the child. Her stomach is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger, and ultimately child is born. So she seems to be end all and be all, but Originally, if her husband would not have impregnated her, her pregnancy would not have grown only. She would have been, like, for so many years, she was like that normal stomach only. Why the belly did not develop and child did not come out? Unless her husband impregnated her. The jugglery of science is gradually leading people to a godless civilization at the cost of the goal of human life. Having missed the goal of life, materialists run after self-sufficiency, not knowing that material nature is already self-sufficient by the grace of God, thus creating a colossal hoax in the name of civilization. They create an imbalance in the natural self-sufficiency of material. They are saying that we'll adjust nature, we'll make it very nice. But it's already nice, everything is there. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. If at all material scientists are very proud of their inventions, research, etc., then they should stop this birth, old age, disease, death. That's it. Otherwise, nothing else is required because sun is rising every morning, sun is setting, rain is happening, cold, everything is happening perfectly. Nature is self-sufficient. That all they are really proud. For them, only one challenge: you stop this birth, old age, disease, and death. That is what is the problem. Doshanudarshan, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi, Dukkha Doshanudarshan. No other problem. Nature is perfect. All the trouble in the nature is created by the man, not even the animals. The sparrows, the cows, the bulls, the pigs. Nobody creates problem in nature. Pigs eat up the stool, make environment very nice. Yeah, if they are not there, the city would be very dirty. People pass stool, and if pigs go and do all cleaning, bhangi job. This is natural bhangi, sweeper or what do you call cleaner in the cities. No need of any other problem. Then people create human beings only create so much of problem. Similarly, that in England there was what was happening. Uh, there was I think plague or something. So they thought the plague is because of the cats. So they killed hundreds and thousands of cats, thinking that now the plague will stop, reduce. But suddenly the plague increased like anything. They're wondering how come the cats were the cause and you killed the cats. Then they came to know not the cats. The reason for plague is the rats. And by killing the cats, now rats were increasing in size number. So the plague increased all the more. Then next mission is kill the rats. Foolish fellows. And there was some mad cow disease. People were developing some disease, and they thought it is because the cow's flesh man eats, and that's how he gets this. So let us kill the cows. So they killed lakhs of cows. Mad cow disease. The cow is mad. They labeled cow as mad, and now kill the cows because of cows. But you fools, who told you to eat cow flesh? Like that, like the swine flu, chikungunya, all related to animals. Because these fellows eat animals, some disease will come from them. God shows that this is not to be eaten. For you, natural food is there. You eat vegetables and all, there will not be problem. But there also fellows, foolish fellows have put fertilizers and all that. You eat vegetables also, you will get some cancer because of fertilizers. All these advancement has lead to ruination. Led to ruination. So think of material nature as all in all, not knowing the original cause is ignorance. The power of electricity is transmitted through the medium of copper. This does not mean that the copper is electricity. So copper is just the conductor of the electricity. So similarly, the original power is generated from the powerhouse under the control of expert living being. Similarly, God is the supreme power and material nature is just a conductor. God's power is being conducted through material nature. Modes of nature which directly cause material actions are also originally activated by Narayan. So when Lord glances, then the whole Mahat Tattva, Prakruti, gets agitated and the three modes are created. Otherwise, without his glance, everything was stagnant only. It was not able to produce anything. The example of the potter, pot, he manufactures a pot from clay, the potter's wheel, his tools, and the clay are immediate causes of the pot. but the potter is the chief cause. Only Narayan is the chief cause. Without Narayan, all other causes are useless, just as the potter's wheel and tools are useless without the potter himself. Since materialistic scientists ignore the personality of Godhead, it is as if they were concerned with the potter's wheel and its rotation, the potter's tools and ingredients for the pots, but had no knowledge of the potter himself. Therefore, modern science has created an imperfect, godless civilization that is in gross ignorance of the ultimate cause. Scientific advancement should have a great goal to attain, and that great goal should be the personality of Godhead. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. This conclusion they are not able to reach only. Say Prakriti is everything, and we will manipulate this Prakriti. All bogus. Manorathe na sati dhavato. All mental speculation will lead to ruination. Waste of time. Already nature is there, so fantastic, and Vedas are describing how to lead a very perfect, balanced, healthy, and life leading to ultimate perfection. Of ending, putting an end to all the material miseries of birth, old age, distress by going back to Godhead. But this conclusion scientists can never reach as long as they don't surrender to Guru, bona fide disciplic success. They will be all keep you going on with their mental speculation, this way, that way. As Prahlad Maharaj said, Dukkha tadapi dukkham atadya. Their remedy for the material problem would be a bigger problem in itself. Oh, man is not able to transport fast. Okay, let us have cars. Cars, now you see cars, so many cars, my God. In fact, car loan is there. Very famous people. Practically speaking, every person in city more or less has car, isn't it? At least all those who are staying in apartments, almost all have cars. And many times they have car and two-wheeler also, because they know the chamela that by car it gets stuck. If you have to purchase sabji and all, if you go by car, then you will get stuck in traffic. Sabji bringing will take 1 hour. So better go on two-wheeler. So they go on two-wheeler for sabji. But if weekend somewhere, outing somewhere, going car. One man travels, and for him, such a huge car. He's driving, so next seat is empty, and backside 3 seats are empty. 4 seats are west, and such a huge car, that length and breadth, that is going, so it creates traffic jam. Now they have got little brain. They are putting metro, and in metro there is another metro. They are trying to bring metro to Katraj now. Bring it, and there will be further chaos. Fellows will not understand. If only they would have put metro long before, then people would not have gone for four-wheeler maybe. But even if they would have put metro also, then also people will go for. As long as one doesn't surrender to a bona fide guru in disciple succession, he will be miserable only. Be he scientist or ordinary human being. 50 seconds. Vaikuntha Bediya Eka Ache Jala Nidhi Paratara Nahika Avadhi. Surrounding Vaikuntha is a mass of water that is endless, unfathomed, and unlimited. 53rd to 54 is spiritual water is described. Vaikunthera Prithvyadi Sakala Chinmaya Maika Bhutera Tathi Janmana Hi Hoya. The earth, water, fire, air, and ether of Vaikuntha are all spiritual. Material elements are not found there. So that water also may appear like water, but it is not this water what we see. That is transcendental. Chinmaya jala se parama karana yara eka kana ganga patita pavana. The water of the Karan ocean, which is the original cause, is therefore spiritual. The sacred Ganges, which is but a drop of it, purifies the fallen souls. Yesterday I was reading Varga Samhita. In that it is said when Mother Earth took the form of cow and approached Brahma, telling that how the demons have increased and in trouble. Brahma took her and demigods to Lord Narayan's planet. And he said, only Krishna can help us. So let us go to Krishna Lok, Golok Vrindavan. So then they go through that hole which was pierced in the universal shell by Vaman's lotus toe. So through that hole they go, and then crores of yojanas they travel, and then they see the Divya transcendental Chinmay Dham of Lord Krishna, Golok Vrindavan. And at the door, when they reach, they are trying to enter, then the doorkeepers are there. There are many ladies there, Sakhis. They say, who are you? You cannot come. So we are coming from, I'm Brahma, from the Brahman. Which Brahma? Which Brahman? Which Brahman? Only one Brahman. They laugh. So anyway, Shatachandranana was the head of all those Sakhis. So she comes and asks, she laughs at Brahmaji. So then Vishnu says that we are from that universe where Lord Vamandev is the universal shell and all that. She says, okay, you are very intelligent. You are. She smiles, she appreciates him. She goes inside and comes back and says, come inside. And when they come inside, then they see the whole Vrindavan, Govardhan, Yamuna, and then Radha Krishna are sitting on Simhasan. They present the Apurupa senses. Then in front of all the demigods headed by Vishnu, then they see that Lord Narsingadev came and then he merged in the body of Krishna. Then Lord Ram came on a huge chariot driven by 1 lakh horses. It had lakhs of patakas. And he was along with Bharat, Sita and others. So he came and he entered in the body of Lord Krishna. Then Vamandev came, he entered in the body of Lord Krishna. Like that, several incarnations. Then they glorify Lord, and Lord says, yes, I am coming in Yaduvamsh. So you all also should appear different roles to assist me. So sacred Ganges is just one drop of that Karana Sagar, which is outside our universe. So that Shetachandranana tells when Brahma says that there is only one Brahman. She says millions of Brahmandas are just floating in that Karana ocean. Which Brahmand you are talking about? Then Vishnu says, Lord Vamandev appearing. Okay. Now Karanaksha Vishnu is described in next 2 verses. Seita Karanarnave Sei Sankarshana Apanar Eka Amshi Parena Shayana. In that ocean lies a plenary portion of Lord Sankarshan. 56. Mahasrashta Purushati Ho Jagata Karana Adya Avatar Kare Mayara Ikshana. He is known as the first Purusha, the creator of the total material energy. He is the cause of the universes. The first incarnation casts his glance over Maya. So Maya Shakti is described in next 2 verses. 57. Maya Shakti Rahe Karanabdhira Vahire Karana Samudra Maya Parashite Nare. Maya Shakti resides outside the Karan ocean. Maya cannot touch its waters. See? Yeah. Seita Mayara Doi Seita Mayara Doi Vida Avastiti Jagatera Upadana Pradhana Prakriti. Maya has 2 varieties of existence. One is called Pradhan or Prakriti, which supplies the ingredients of the material world. So Pradhan is unmanifest, all 24 elements, and Prakriti is manifested. 59 to 61 is talking about Krishna is the original cause. 59. Jagata Karana Nahe Prakriti Jada Rupa Shakti Sanchariya Tare Krishna Kare Kripa. Because Prakriti is dull and inert, it cannot actually be the cause of the material world. But Lord Krishna shows his mercy by infusing his energy into the dull, inert, material nature. Like that in the hand glow, when the hand goes, then the action begins. Other than hand glow will be just lying. Prakriti is like that hand glow only. It's lying like that. But when Lord puts a glance, all agitation happens, the modes get activated and so much of creation happens. 60th. Krishna Shakti Prakriti Haya Gaur Gauna Karana Agni Shakti Lauho Yaiche Karaye Jarana. Thus, Prakriti, by the energy of Lord Krishna, becomes the secondary cause, just as iron becomes red hot by the energy of fire. So, here that example. Fire is like the Lord, and Prakriti is like red hot iron. Red hot iron is made red hot only by putting in fire, not independently. Ataiva Krishna Mula Jagat Karana Prakriti Karana Iche Ajagalastana. Therefore, Lord Krishna is the original cause of the cosmic manifestation. Prakriti is like the nipples of the on the neck of a goat, or they cannot give any milk. So this is called Ajagala Stana Nyaya. In the scripture, there are many nyayas to explain some concept, some nyaya. Nyaya means logic. So some nyaya is given, just like Ardha Kukuti Nyaya, the famous story of the farmer having a hen who would every day lay golden egg. So after some time, he thought this is backside part of the hen is very nice because I get golden egg from there. Front side is not good because I have to feed her with so much of food stuff. So money gets wasted. So why not cut her into two pieces and keep only backside piece? Then I can get golden eggs daily without any investment, unlimited returns. So very intelligent. So he cut her into two pieces. Front portion he threw it, and from back portion he was waiting. The back portion was not even moving. And then he understood the hen is dead, can't get any eggs only. So likewise, scriptures cannot be accepted, some portion accept and another portion reject. It's Ardha Kukuti Nyaya. So like that, there are hundreds of Nyaya, Shaka Chandra Nyaya, then what is that? The Heli, what is it called? Lamp, Deepak. Deepak the Heli Nyaya or the Heli Deepak Nyaya. Like that, many Nyayas are there. Which else? Upamatak is not Nyaya, that is analogy. But this one is there. Bakanda Nyaya is there. In the back legs of the bull, the fish, this thing, whatever, crane finds there is a fish there. सर इतना झक मार रहा हूँ नदी के किनारे, मिल ही नहीं रहा है. झक यानी फिश. इतने देर से खड़ा हूँ, I am not getting fish. Outside the pond, the fish is hanging in the air in between the two legs of the bull. That is the testicle of the bull. But this fellow thinks it's a nice fish, such a huge fish. इधर क्यों झक मार रहा हूँ मैं, जाता हूँ ना उधर. He goes and he goes close, and the bull is walking, grazing, and so he finds and then he tries to catch it. And the bull gets alarmed. What nonsense! He kicks him. So he's a fool. How can fish be in the air without water? Fish means in the water, it's aquatic. Full of things like that. It's a Bakanda. So similarly, from we cannot get. This is also similar to Ajagalastan only. So you cannot get from material nature. Fish cannot be hanging outside the testicle is not a fish. Similarly, from material nature you cannot get. Material nature is not that fish which will give you what you desire for and all that. So Ajagalastana Nyaya means on the neck of the goat there is some nipples like structure. Udders are there like that. Nipples are there here. So somebody goes there and catches that and tries to, and the goat will be like, क्या कर क्या रहा है, थोड़ा तकलीफ हो रहा है, खींच क्यों रहा है, लेकिन है क्या उधर. Goat understands, but this fellow is not understanding. Why the milk is not coming? Happened. That is not the place. Her udders, she has the udders. From there you can get the milk. Not from this. So Aja is the goat, Gala is the neck, and Stana is the nipples. From the nipples of a goat on her neck, you cannot get milk. Similarly, from Prakriti, you cannot get anything without the Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord activates. The analogy given is that iron has no power to heat or burn, but after coming in contact with fire, the iron becomes red hot and can then diffuse heat and burn other things. Material nature is like iron, for it has no independence to act without the touch of Vishnu, who is compared to fire. Just as a woman can deliver a child after being impregnated by the semen of a man, so material nature can supply the material elements after being glanced upon by Mahavishnu. Therefore, Pradhan cannot be independent of the superintendence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ayadhyakshana Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam. Prakriti, the total material energy, works under the superintendence of the Lord. The original source of the material elements is Krishna. Therefore, the attempt of the atheistic Sankhya philosophers to consider material nature the source of these elements, forgetting Krishna, is useless, like trying to get milk from the nipple-like bumps of skin hanging on the neck of a goat. 62 to 64 are the creator of the material world. Maya amshe kahi tare, निमित्त कारण सेह न हे याते कर्ता हेतु नारायण. The Maya aspect of material nature is the immediate cause of the cosmic manifestation, but it cannot be the real cause, or the original cause is Lord Narayan. So one is immediate cause and another is remote cause. So remote cause is very important here. घटेर निमित्त हेतु ऐच्छे कुंभकार तैच्छे जगतेर कर्ता Purushavatara. Just as the original cause of an earthen pot is the potter, so the creator of the material world is the first Purusha incarnation, Karanarnavashai Vishnu. 64th. Krishna Karta Maya Tara Karena Sahaya Gatera Karana Chakra Dandadi Upaya. Lord Krishna is the creator and Maya only helps him as an instrument, just like the potter's wheel and other instruments, which are the instrumental causes of a pot. Any question? It's a very technical thing. How long to go? Okay, 3 more we'll see. 65 to 92 is about the Lord. Karanadaksha Vishnu casts glance, he excels, and then he is the source of Maya and he is untouched by Maya. In that 65th. Dura haite purusha kare Maya te avadhana jiva rupa viryatate kare na adhana. The first Purusha casts his glance at Maya from a distance and thus he impregnates her with the seed of life in the form of the living entities. So here no physical union is required. Just glance is enough because Lord is transcendental. Janma karma chame divya. 66 and 67 about how he creates and enters the universes. एक अंगा भासे करे माया ते मिलन माया है ते जन्मे तबे ब्रह्मांडेर गण. The reflected rays of his body mix with Maya and thus Maya gives birth to myriad universes. Myriad means countless. In the conclusion of atheistic deliberations, this manifested cosmic exhibition is attributed to material nature. So for them, material nature is end all and be all. The conditioned state is caused by misuse of the individual independence of the spiritual platform. For this separates the living entity from the association of the spiritual energy. But when the living entity is enlightened by the grace of the Supreme Lord or his pure devotee and becomes inclined to revive his original state of loving service, he is on the most auspicious platform of eternal bliss and knowledge. The marginal jiva or living entity misuses his independence and becomes averse to the eternal service attitude when he independently thinks he is not energy but the energetic. This misconception of his own existence leads him to the attitude of lording it over material nature. The material energy is spiritual energy covered by a cloud of illusion or Maya. Therefore, the material energy is not self-sufficient in working. Krishna invests his spiritual energy into material energy and then it can act just as an iron can act like fire after being heated by fire. The material energy can act only when empowered by the spiritual energy. A person who is engaged in devotional service in full Krishna consciousness and who is therefore already situated in the spiritual energy can understand that the material energy has no independent powers. Whatever actions are going on are due to the help of the spiritual energy. The material energy, which is a perverted form of the spiritual energy, presents everything pervertedly, thus causing misconceptions and duality. Material scientists and philosophers conditioned by the spell of material nature suppose that material energy acts automatically and therefore they are frustrated like an illusion person who tries to get milk from the nipple-like bunches of skin on the neck of a goat. As there is no possibility of getting milk from these bunches of skin, there is similarly no possibility that anyone will be successful in understanding the original cause of creation by putting forward theories produced by the material energy. Such an attempt is a manifestation of ignorance. The material energy of the Supreme Personality Godhead is called Maya or illusion because in two capacities, by supplying the material elements and by causing the material manifestation, it makes the conditioned soul unable to understand the real truth of creation. However, when a living entity is liberated from the conditioned life of matter, he can understand the two different activities of material nature, namely covering and bewildering. Avaranatmika Shakti and Prakshapatmika Shakti. Two Shaktis. One, she covers us over, thinking I'm body, etc. And then she gives kicks, so many miseries. Deluded by material energy, the conditioned soul enamored by these 81 varieties of manifestation, the three modes, the three combination, 3 into 3, 9 into 9 into 9, 81. Deluded by material energy, the conditioned soul enamored by these 81 varieties of manifestation wants to lord it over material nature just as a moth wants to enjoy a fire. This illusion is the net result of the conditioned soul's forgetfulness of his eternal relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When conditioned, the soul is impelled by the material energy to engage in sense gratification, whereas one enlightened by the spiritual energy engages himself in the service of the Supreme Lord in his eternal relationship. So Yogmaya one side, Mahamaya one side. Mahamaya deludes one and Yogmaya helps one to go close to Krishna. Krishna is the original cause of the spiritual world, and he is the covered cause of the material manifestation. So spiritual world directly by Krishna, material world appears to be from somebody else, but he is covered cause. Apparently material nature itself, but material nature behind that Karanadaksha Vishnu, but behind Karanadaksha Vishnu is coming from Krishna. So is Krishna kind of covered cause of the material manifestation, whereas spiritual manifestation directly from Krishna only. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the controller of everything, and the living entities are always controlled either by the spiritual energy or by material energy. Therefore, a living entity can never become the controller of material or spiritual energies. The natural position of the living being is always as a subordinate of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When one agrees to act in such a position, he attains perfection in life, but if one rebels against this principle, he is in the conditioned state. So we can never become controller of whether material energy or spiritual energy. We are subordinate. Maybe one more we'll see. 67. Aganya anantayata andasannivesha tatarupe purushakare sabate prakasha. The Purusha enters each and every one of the countless universes. He manifests himself in as many separate forms as there are universes. So that is which Vishnu? Garbhodaksha Vishnu. This Karanaksha Vishnu only expands. As many universes came out from him, those many forms he enters inside in the form of Karanaksha Vishnu. Should we go ahead or stop? Where to end? A lot of philosophy is there. Maybe last 2, 3. 68 and 69 is when he exhales and inhales, what happens? Purusha nasate yata Purusha nasate yabe Bahiraya Shwasa Nishwasa Sahite Haya Brahmanda Prakasha. When the Purusha exhales, the universes are manifested with each outward breath. 69. Punarapi Shwasayabe Praveshe Antare Shwasasaha Brahmanda Paishe Purusha Sharire. Thereafter, when he inhales, all the universes again enter his body. The transcendental molecules of that glance are particles of spirit or spiritual atoms which appear in different species of life according to the seeds of their individual karma from the previous cosmic manifestation. So when complete cosmic manifestation happens, complete annihilation, then all the universes go in the body of Mahavishnu only. So when Mahavishnu exhales, the universes come, material nature, and he glances at that. So glance is of spirit souls. So they are all sheltered in his body at total annihilation. So from his body only he puts them back in the material prakriti, in the womb of material nature. Just like in through semen, the man has the soul in a semen and he impregnates the woman, and then the soul enters in the body of the woman womb and then slowly develops. So similarly, spirit souls are also glanced. That glance is of spirit souls. Like that. Yes, any question? How?
Creation was happened.
Before Brahma?
How creation happened?
Lord creates this material energy ingredients and then Brahma takes them all and within the universe he makes all the other arrangements, species and everything like that.
I heard that from Pradhan Purush that three modes create and then Mohamaya. That I heard that from Pradhan Purush that three modes created and then Lord enters through that in Mohamaya.
In Mohamaya?
In form of Yogmaya. And then let's continue. Right.
It's like, Lord Vishnu creates the atta in the dough and from that Brahma creates chapatis. In simple language. Primary creation is called as sarga. So that water is required, that wheat flour is required and all that. So that is done. But still chapati is not ready. No? So chapati will be made by Brahma. Chapati means secondary creation called visarga. In simple. If you want most complex explanation, then read third canto, fifth canto. And you explain to me. Whatever you understand. Yes.
When we say that Lord Vishnu is glancing over material nature, so in the pictures we see that Durga Devi is standing and on her the glance is there. And here we sometimes hear that on Pradhan Tattva, which was unmanifested matter on that. So actually glance was on a personality or a...
Either it is Prakriti or Pradhan or whatever it is all material nature only, na? And unmanifest. That's why Prakriti manifests and unmanifests. Na? Srishti, Sthiti, Pralay. So when Pralay happens, then it is unmanifest. It is present. It is present in that unmanifest form. So whether you see Durga over there or you see just the elements there, it's the same thing. One is manifested, one is unmanifested, but it is always there.
But when
that's why Prakriti is also eternal. Sometimes manifest, sometimes unmanifest. Whereas only karma is temporary. Ishwar, Jiv, Prakriti, Kal, Karma. In that only karma is temporary. Otherwise everything else is eternal. Ishwar is eternal, Jiv is eternal, Prakriti is eternal and Kal is eternal. Only Prakriti manifests sometimes and unmanifests other time.
Means the elements are eternal, but the manifestation of these elements is temporary.
Yes.
So when we see...
whether Durga, that is same, na? Material nature only, na Prabhu? She personifies it.
So the personification is not made up of these material elements. The personality is made up of spiritual thing, but she possesses those elements.
Just like Ganges, she is Ganga Devi. She is a beautiful goddess. In Golok Vrindavan also and in heavenly planet also. But in this world she manifests in the form of water body, a river, flowing river.
And another question, that the Sakhis or the Gopis, they are considered as the expansion of Srimati Radharani. So as we are in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so whoever gets perfected, who is the marginal potency, so those who are expansion of Srimati Radharani, they are internal potency there. And those who manifest there, then they convert to marginal potency or internal potency, or they remain as marginal potency. That
marginal potency concept is valid over here. So here we have choice whether to be in internal potency or external potency. So we are tata. One side is material energy, another side is spiritual energy. Once you go there, you are always in spiritual energy. So then that concept of marginal energy doesn't remain there. Like eternally conditioned soul and eternally liberated soul. So once you go there, they will not, all others will not, hey, ye hai na jo, wo hai na, Kapil Prabhu. He is a conditioned soul, eternally conditioned soul. But अभी वो post पे आए, eternally liberated. लेकिन actually ये पता होना चाहिए आप सबको. For your kind information. For your information, FYI. That kind of thing is not done. Yes.
If Vaman Dev appears this universe, or he appears in every universe and does the same pastime?
Lord every time will create, there will be some change also. and he will appear wherever it is required. At least this time he appeared here. So that's what Lord Vishnu told.
Yeah, that's what Lord Vishnu told, that the universe, the same universe which Vaman pierced. So is there only
Appeared, I think. It's not
Appeared.
appears,
Okay.
appeared. It's like a recent happening. In other universes, maybe he had not appeared. And they will know where he had just appeared and all that. So that way, some kind of identification. Just like Brahma, when he came to Dwarka, and then Dwarpal asked, which Brahma? Then he was wondering, I'm the only Brahma. Then he said, okay, four-headed Brahma, the father of four Kumaras. Other Brahmas are not four-headed, they are eight-headed, 16-headed, thousands of headed. And also they are not fathers of these four Kumaras. So some uniqueness will be there, which helps in differentiating. Otherwise, all of Brahma, all are Vaman, it's like how to understand. So some kind of difference has to be there always. Just like even Krishna going to Mathura. So this time he went with Akrurji on the chariot. But some other time he goes on Kaliya also. Because Kaliya is now devotee. He says, okay, now take me to Mathura. So Krishna sits on, I don't know how he sits or he stands, whatever he does. So उनकी बैक साइड पे ऐसे खड़े होके उसके गले को पकड़ के हो जाता है ऐसे ऐसे ऐसे. And he will go hopefully faster than Akrur's chariot also. Akrurji took bath in Mathura and Vrindavan partition that outskirts. Kaliya will take bath. Kaliya said मैं तो यमुना में ही था आपने बुलाने के पहले, है कि नहीं? Or maybe because Krishna had told leave my Yamuna, so he had left Yamuna. तो वो भी बोलेगा जाते समय कि भगवान थोड़ा भी जा रहे तो थोड़ा नदी में आपकी यमुना स्नान करो क्या? So maybe he will also take bath like Akrurji took bath. But now Akrurji got that divine revelation. Whether Kaliya will get or not, it will be different. But Krishna does go on Kaliya also. So all times different varieties are there. It's not like same pastime. Lord has lot of. Krishna does Ras-lila in Golok Vrindavan on the hoods of Kaliya also. When all Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda, they all faint. So the gopis are frantic. Oh, our Lord is our master, our beloved is. So Krishna, because everybody is faint, then Krishna just catches gopis which are on the bank of Yamuna and pulls them on Kaliya's hood. And Krishna has Ras-lila on Kaliya's hood also. He has nice time. And only Krishna and gopis can dance on the moving, slippery platform of the hoods of Kaliya. Even Shivji will slip over there. पानी में गिर जाएंगे यमुना में. He is Nataraj, no doubt, but original Nataraj is Krishna, and whatever Nataranis are gopis, the best dancers in the creation. So like that, lot of variety is there. Yes, any other? Why like that?
Radharani's mukut, it is a different style.
That is not mukut, that is called a keyur, I think. Keyur or mekhla. Chandrika, okay, Chandrika. There are many varieties of ornaments. Because we are not associating with women, so we may not know. Like keyur is there, mekhla is there, then Chandrika is there. So they are to be put in different places of the body, women put it. So, the keyur, kankan, bangles we know anyway. But keyur, I think they put here, armband, like that. That's why when Lakshmana was asked by these Vanaras who met Ram, they said, yeah, we saw one lady was being transported by airways, skyways, by one demon. She dropped her ornament and they brought all the ornaments which were submitted to Sugriv. And they showed, and Lord Ram immediately identified, hey, these are all Sita's ornaments. This was Kayura, this is Kankana, and this is all that. So he shows in ecstasy. And he's happy that we got some clue about Sita's whereabouts. That means it's definite that she was taken in this direction. Some idea they got. Till now they were blank about the whole thing. So immediately he shows, hey, Lakshman, you see, are these not Sita's Kayura, Kankana, and all that? So Lakshman sees all the ornaments and he's not able to identify only. So he says that I don't know this Keyur, I don't know this Kankana. I know this Nupur belonged to my mother Sita because I never saw her above her feet. I always looked at her feet, so I saw the Nupur. This Nupur belonged to Mother Sita. As far as these bangles, this Keyur, Naham Janami. Yeah. This was Brahmacharya of Lakshman. Towards his Bhabi also, he never looked above the feet. That's why the Indrajit, Meghnad, the son of Ravan, was so powerful. For him, he would be killed only by a brahmachari who has practiced brahmacharya for 14 years minimum, like that. Some example, some kind of condition was there by Brahma. Nobody else can kill him. And Lakshman was that brahmachari, powerful brahmachari. Though married, he was brahmachari only. Okay, so they are different parts. I mean, different names are there, and they are to be put different places in different ways.
That ornament I've not seen anywhere, like the Radharani wears.
No, it's there in Radha Madhava also is there. The Radha Sham Sundar.
Not any other demigod is there.
Acha, demigoddess. We have seen all 33 crore demigods. Okay, half of them are their wives. How much? 16 crore and 50 lakhs demigoddesses you have seen. Odisha is going through all the planetary systems and then ultimately Odisha comes up. On the way you get to see 16 crore and 50 lakhs demigoddesses. Acha, okay, maybe. I don't know. Don't ask this question to any Mataji. To me, it's okay, though I am not able to answer.
One doubt. I was thinking I should ask or not. Like how Brahma and other demigods can go to Krishna Lok and see Krishna with
By
their
mercy of
material,
Vishnu, why can't Vishnu take them?
with material body as
Their mortal bodies are not ordinary bodies. This is given in Garga Samhita. If you see Mahabhagavatam and all, it talks, they go to Kshirosagar, they offer Purusha Shakta prayers.
yeah.
And Lord Shirodaksha Vishnu gives knowledge in the heart of Brahma, he cannot see him. And says, very soon I will be appearing. In one of the kalpas, this might have happened. Garga Acharya, who was the priest of the Yadukul, he has written this Garga Samhita. But these details are there. Golok Khanda. That first Khanda, it has 10 Khandas. First Khanda is Golok Khanda only. They all go to Golok. They can go by the mercy of the Lord. Like even this, like the ordinary Durvasa, he also is not qualified to go in what do you call it? Vaikuntha, but he goes for a short time. And Acharya, one of the Acharya says, it is like sometimes the king allows jokers and all to come and fight with him. But that is just for entertainment or some time. They all go away. They cannot permanently reside in the palace. That is only for king. King and his very dear subordinates, some dear relatives like wife, queen, princess, and maid servants. So similarly in Krishna Lok or Vaikuntha, some of these patras, characters, could come for some time, but then they go back. After all this discussion is done, so he tells also Brahma asks him further. So who will appear? Who should appear in which role? So many details are given over there. Okay, this Vasu will appear as Drona. Drona will appear as Nanda, and his wife Dhara will appear as Yashoda, and he will appear as this. And Brahma is said to be Aniruddha. Kamdev will appear as Pradyumna, son of Rukmini. Lakshmi will appear as Rukmini. And who is Rushabhanu? Who is called as Rushabhanu? Who is called as Nanda? One who possesses 9 lakh cows, he is called as Nanda. One who possesses 5 lakh cows, he is called as Upananda. One who possesses minimum 10 lakh cows, he is called as Rushabhanu. And one who possesses crores of, one who possesses how many lakhs? Some 1 crore cows or something, he is a Nandavara, like that. And who possesses a huge number, I don't remember now, So he's called a Vrishabhanuvara, like the titles Krishna defines when Brahma asks question. And then he says this Radharani will appear as the daughter of Vrishabhanu. Suchandra will appear as Vrishabhanu, Kalavati will appear as Kirti, and Radharani will appear as their daughter. And Brahma, he says, will appear as Pradyumna. Sorry, Aniruddha, as Pradyumna's son. Kamdev will appear as Pradyumna. And like that, many details are given over there. Okay. I am reading that because Vishwarup Prabhu quoted a lot there, and I asked him also, I want to read. He said, you can read. Gita Press for Gorakhpur. So they have, because it's a huge thing, 10 cantos. So it is all in one book only, like this, and half of this. 500 pages are there, 600. So they have given shlokas sometimes, few times. Most of the time it is translation only. And shloka number is given there, but shloka is not given. Some few important shlokas are given below at the footnote. But he quotes a lot in his lectures, and I also want to read it. Quite some part matches also, but some other amazing things are also there. How many of you heard his Radhashtami lectures? So you heard that Kamsa was very powerful wrestler and he would wrestle. So one day when he was camped, so that time Koleapid breaks all the chains and everything and starts running here, there, destroys mountains and all that. And he comes running towards where Kamsa was wrestling with other powerful wrestlers. So when they saw Koleapid, they knew that he has. Earlier I had heard that he has strength of 1 lakh elephants. But in this particular book, it says some 1,000 or 10,000, strength of 10,000 elephant or 1,000. Anyway, he is very powerful. So all the wrestlers run away, but Kamsa stands there. And when he comes, he catches him by his trunk and picks him up and dashes him on the ground. Then again he picks him up and rotates him like that and throws him in the camp from where he had come. And he goes quite behind Koleapid. Seeing this, Jarasan is stunned. So he had 2 very beautiful daughters, Asti and Tapti. He immediately offers them to Kamsa and says, let us have family ties. You are my son-in-law. And Kamsa is also there. So if you remember this, he had told this past time. So it is there as it is in the book. Okay. So we'll end here. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Shri Krishna Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta